Today in the crypto space, we see the market kind of waking up here. Bitcoin up above this $91,000 mark. Ethereum still holding steady. However, the rest of the crypto space, the altcoins are doing pretty good. We have Cardano waking up again. We have Bonk, Brett waking up. Many others like Algorand, CRO, and XRP is even moving to the upside. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, at the end of the day, if we do get a nice breakout for a weekend pump, guys, we're gonna get a lot of green. So you know what, let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. Looking for opportunity, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the general market. First, we see that the market cap is doing something quite interesting right now. We did get a nice little rounded bottom, and then in the last little while, we've seen Bitcoin now hit a good upper level for potential breakout. Now, I'm curious now, are we actually going to break out for a nice weekend pump? I think the 4-hour structure, the 1-hour structure is a fair game to look at, given that we've seen a bit of a reversal on momentum in the last few hours, which keeps me interested because ultimately we know that the weekend is here. We know the order books are thin. However, we also know that the retail market is slowly coming in. And guess what? The retail market has the most time during the weekends to sit down and start playing around with crypto and ultimately trading and doing all that good stuff and buying and all that. So I'm definitely curious as to see what what kind of experience we're gonna have in the next little while, as potential capital could be inflowing in the next little bit. All right, guys, so let's just keep an eye on Bitcoin, and this is the reason why I want to focus on Bitcoin today, because ultimately the structure on Bitcoin is something that I've been waiting for. We've achieved the structure. Now I'm here giving you guys a quick update. Bitcoin doing good, as you can see, sideways structure. We'll talk about that in a second. Ethereum is still in a retracement, of course. Bitcoin showing strength usually gives the altcoins an opportunity to cool off a little bit, but at the end of the day, Ethereum has been doing pretty good, a bit of a retracement and all that. I just don't like the fact that the rest of the market has been going sideways as well, while Ethereum in fact has been retracing back to the $3,000 mark. There could be a sign of weakness at the end of the day, because why hasn't it been going sideways like at least Solana has been? Solana has been going sideways. Why does Ethereum have to drip that way? Dogecoin going sideways. Okay, Doge right now, it's definitely in a honeymoon stage with Elon and Trump and all that political aspect, so it's definitely showing strength as well, although it is down 3-4%. It doesn't matter. Look at the structure is good. XRP is flying. A lot of good news coming around for XRP, maybe becoming institutionalized for sure. We do have a Cardano, another institutionalized project that could be showing tons of strength in the next little while, again showing the strength here, up 20% for the day. And as we keep on going down, we're getting bits of green. So psychologically, what I'm what I'm interested to see is when the retail market sits down on a Friday night, on a Saturday, to go and kind of like dig into the crypto space, they're going to start to see these little bits of green, and these little bits of green might get them interested before maybe they might think that, you know what, I better get in before I miss out, and that FOMO starts to kick in, and maybe we get a bit of inflow here. Sui going sideways, maybe I'm looking for a breakout, and you can see that a lot of projects have been already breaking out. Look at Pepe. Pepe has been doing good. It's up 108% in 7 days, guys. You would have doubled your money on spot. So what we're looking for is maybe a rotation. We're seeing a lot of good retracement. Maybe we're looking for a few breakouts over the weekend, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what happens with some of my watch list projects. Of course, I discuss what I'm looking at quite a bit on the Discord. Feel free to join, guys. It's absolutely free. And of course, also during the live streams at 8 p.m. EST. And the best part is about the live stream is that you have an opportunity to request any projects there And I'll take a look at charts, look at setups, look at opportunities. So feel free to join, guys. Definitely feel free to join. Now, as we keep on going down, again, we're seeing a little bit of green right now in the last little bit. Remember, these fractals are 1 hour time frame type of fractals. So look at this. In the last hour or so, we've been getting a 7.4% pump on ICP. And we see, doing pretty good here on even on Casper, rolling to the upside, making a higher low. Are we prepared to start breaking out here even further, right? This is some of the things that I'm looking at here in the next little while. H-bar doing pretty good, sideways price action on many projects, maybe looking for, but look at Filecoin up 8% in the last little bit, in the last 24 hours, and a good pop into the upside within the last hour, alongside Floki, alongside many. Arbitrum looks pretty good here at the bottom, guys. There's a lot of good setups currently here on the 1 hour time frame and even on the 4 hour, and it could be that we get a nice weekend pump. But the daily, remember, the daily is severely overbought in the sense that there's a lot of greed out in the market, but it doesn't mean that we can't pump on lower time frames. And I've been very, very clear about that we have to focus on the 1 hour and the 4 hour in the next little while until we kind of resolve what happens on the daily, because the daily is still super bullish, but you have to understand that the daily has already done a great job lifting up to much higher levels. All right, guys, so generally speaking, as you can see, we're doing a bit of price action here to the upside. Mantra, guys, I wasn't able to get my entry and it took off without me. So guys, if you're on the train on Mantra, on Ohm, guys, do me a favor, bring me back a souvenir, because I did not get in. Ultimately, if we do get a retracement, I'm in, and if we don't, all good, guys, all good. I'm in on many other projects that I'm bullish on, and of course the gains are going to be made across the entire market, not just one project. So Mantra is good. I wish I had the opportunity to buy in at a level that I was comfortable with, but at the end of the day, no hard feelings there. Algorand is even waking up, guys, we got to focus, because if we get a weekend pump, this is what we got to be prepared for. All right, guys, so let's jump right into the charts, guys. I know you're here to talk about price action, so let's begin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. What's going on here with Bitcoin? Obviously, right here on the daily, nothing much really. We're going sideways. You've got a few railroad tracks, straight up, straight down price action with a bit of volume collecting here. But as I mentioned in the past, the lower time frames need our attention, so let's just do that. So lower time frames, here we come. But before we do that, what I'm saying here is that ultimately maybe we could see a bigger structure here on the daily as well, to maybe trade a daily structure. But you know that the daily structures take time, right? Multiple days, right? We're only 3 days into this structure here. I think it's a little bit immature, but it doesn't mean that we can't get a continuation. The only way we're going to get that signal for continuation to the upside on Bitcoin, maybe hitting about 100,000, is if we get on lower time frames. Okay, guys, so we see that the momentum is very overbought, very overheated. Every single aspect of this momentum oscillator, guys, is overbought. And if you're interested in this oscillator, I got links in the description. It's been killing it right now. Obviously, you can see how everything is really hot and bothered all the way up to this level, and you can also see that the momentum is definitely looking really good. The trend is looking good. EMA is facing up, but look at the expansion, guys. Holy smokes, very, very strong expansion. Could we expect that the daily might take a bit of a break soon? However, it doesn't mean that we can enjoy a few pumps to the upside on the lower time frames and maybe each reach 100,000. So let's do that. Let's take a look at the 4 hour here real quick. I'm going to look at price action only for a second, and you can see that the structure is really nice. We have something, we're working with something. And if we go on lower time frames, you can see that it's a little bit more developed. We've been going sideways a little longer. So, and what's very important here is that we identify opportunity both on the bullish side and the bearish side. But from the bearish perspective, it's quite clear. Let me highlight what I'm looking at, which is right here, this area right here. Okay, this is an issue for me. This is the bearish thesis. But you can see that higher low. Before I get bullish again, I just wanted to be clear. We got a big volume gap, few nodes of volume here that could act as support. The next level of a statistical probability that we're going to get support is down to about 76,000. That's a bigger dip. That's a dip, right? Ultimately, opportunity. Altcoins will come down. It might look like a Bart Simpson to the downside. It might even be considered a distribution. Whatever the case may be, as you can see at the current moment, even on the one hour, we are seeing a higher low and a nice pop to the upside, and maybe because of the higher low, that would be the signal that we might be going up for a higher high, and maybe again even break out even further. So I'm not going to be looking the other way here. I'm not going to be fading this price action, because ultimately the risk to reward ratio right now is in our favor. We are moving bullish. The market's been bullish, extremely many extreme bullish indicators or even catalysts are coming out in the news lately, across America for that matter. And ultimately, why not take a bit of a chance to a bullish continuation? So this is the 1 hour. We'll do setups in a second. I want to look at the oscillators. This is what bothers me about the oscillator, but ultimately there's a bit of a signal here. And what bothers me is this: the fact is that we got overbought very clearly, and we are making slightly higher highs on the price action very clearly, but making lower highs on the momentum. That's class A bearish divergent. Then we start coming down to the bottom of the range. We didn't even make a lower low. In fact, we made a higher low, and we got stuck in the chop zone for a little while, as you can see. Now all of a sudden in the last few hours, we've been seeing a bit of an uptick, and we see the purple line moving upwards, which is really nice. But look at the orange line, quick U-turn right here, and at the last second. That's very strong. That tells me that the market is ready to bring some volatility to the upside. Now, of course, there's no guarantee in any of this, right? It's all probability and statistics, but I'd rather take my chances here where the risk to reward ratio is good for that continuation. So I got in a few longs just about an hour ago into some altcoins, and right now we're doing pretty good. Now, if we get overbought here on Bitcoin, the purple line gets right back up here once again, and I'm just going to zoom in here a second. You're going to see the expansion, the green expansion right here. It is coming in hot. Look at the last time we got a nice expansion. Price went up. So what about if we get a nice little pop again to the upside? That would be pretty good. And what about if we break out? That would even be awesome, right? Obviously, the retail market right now is probably, conveniently trading the markets. Today, I got 2 phone calls from friends that I haven't spoke to in a good while. So we'll put quotes around the term friend, but ultimately asking me about Bitcoin. So this is like a good sign that retail is here to trade on the weekend, while we, those of us that are in the crypto space are trading all day long, 24 hours a day. Most retailers, find the convenience on the weekend when they can, focus a little bit more. Now, what I do notice also is the trend oscillator. You got to admit a little bit of a reverse pattern here as well. It did look a little bit bearish at one point. Let me just show you, in the sense that it looked like it was going to taper down, and EMAs opened up once again, facing up, bullish control zone. Really good here. So what about a bullish pop? And I feel like it could happen here. Look at this roundedness, back upwards. Now, if we get back on the 4 hour, we might be able to see even more of this, right? Look what's happening right here. Right, volatility is now pushing to the upside. Right, we got the purple line definitely crossing over the yellow at the current moment. And what I like about this is I'm willing to take my chance for another expansion or another move to the upside, even if it's not as a strong one as before, because ultimately we can get multiple drives of class A bearish divergence here, and you can see higher highs in the price action while the momentum is falling clearly right here. This is a bearish divergence. However, even if we come up, okay, and make a lower high here, but a higher high on the price action, it would still be a class A bearish divergence. Okay, and I will be okay with that, because ultimately we made a higher high, we expanded to higher levels, my entries will be in the green. What do I care? Ultimately, the divergence is still there because of the daily. Okay, so we'll get into the daily in a second again, just to recap, because we have to kind of look at what's happening level to level. 1 hour is looking okay for a risk to reward. 4 hours giving us extra signals that risk to reward might be pretty good. There is a tad bit of bearishness here. I would love to see an EMA cross one green histogram bar to the upside, but that Uno reverse that we saw in the 1 hour is giving me a signal that, again, maybe there's going to be some bullishness here over the weekend. So I want to be prepared. Now, in addition to this, you could see that ultimately what we want to do is break this structure. It's a nice bull flag, okay? And that bull flags as continuation patterns, especially with volume here, is a good indication that we're ready to continue. And if that's the case, we know our risk to reward ratio is healthy. So I'm going to stay here on the 4 hour for a second before we kind of recap on the daily, just to give it a big picture look, because really this is where the setup belongs, okay? This is where you start getting to risk to reward ratio. At this current moment, you're looking for a potential breakout. About an hour ago, it wasn't that that bad. And believe it or not, I'm not trading Bitcoin at the current moment. I'm getting into trades on the altcoin market. I found great risk to rewards ratios on many other altcoins, including Celestia, guys. If you missed out on my video on Celestia, go check it out. My video I posted 2 days ago. The setup is valid. We're at the bottom of the range. We're getting support, looking for a pop. So I'm interested in to see how Celestia reacts from its horizontal support level. But if Bitcoin is going to push out, we're going to expect some of the altcoins that are getting support also to push up and ultimately show strength also. But you can see here the issue. Even if we get to a nice psychological round number of $100,000, the risk to reward ratio is not even that good, right? That's the issue, right? The reality is the best risk to reward ratio is down here. So the reason why I'm showing you this is primarily be careful as a breakout trader. This would be considered a breakout trade because you're at resistance. However, the altcoins, guys, some of those altcoins and a lot of them have been retracing a little bit, just enough. And what you're going to be looking for is retracements to horizontal support levels where we've been going sideways. You're going to be looking for change of character. You're looking for class A bullish divergence on the 1 hour and on the 4 hour. You're going to be looking for confirmation lows, higher lows. You're going to be looking for all the confluence that you need to build the confidence to start building a spot position or a leverage position or whatever type of position that you're interested in. Because ultimately, again, if Bitcoin breaks out, yes, the risk to reward ratio is not the greatest unless we can, buy lower, but at this current moment. But if Bitcoin breaks out, some of those altcoins will do much better than Bitcoin. Okay, I know Bitcoin dominance at the end of the day is showing you that Bitcoin has a lot of dominance, but the reality is if you're in the right altcoins, those altcoins will outperform Bitcoin even if the Bitcoin dominance is running. That's one thing that I have to stress about the Bitcoin dominance indicator. It's slightly deceiving because it considers the entirety of all the altcoins instead of focusing on the bullish projects that many of us are looking at the current moment. All right, guys, obviously the live stream is a great place to interact with the community and try to figure out these bullish projects. Feel free to join. I'm going to be live at 8 p.m. EST. But ultimately, big picture, I'm also focusing here on the daily because, again, back to what I said at the beginning of this video, the daily is still super bullish. Entries are difficult, and this is why I'm getting into lower time frames to try to find best entries that are signaling a continuation to the upside. And this volume and this scenario right here might give us at least another spike to 100,000, and that would be absolutely epic for the altcoin market. All right, guys. So again, remember, we're really overbought on the daily. Don't get so bullish on the daily. Eventually the market will give us a 25 to 30% retracement on Bitcoin, and altcoins will come down hard, and we will be prepared to buy the dip. I know in bull runs, a lot of people think that it doesn't happen, but even in a bull run, in an altcoin season, and when your portfolio is at its peak of green, we do get retracements that are, quite painful. And the better prepared you are, the better you are to actually get in at a good level to appreciate the majority of the gains to the upside. All right, guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.